Pep Guardiola, the most prepared manager in world football, the man who watches 300 hours of tape before a single press conference, the man who once spent 3 days planning how to stop a fullback's throw-in routine. And after facing Manchester United for the first time under Michael Carrick, he said this: the better team won, not his team, the other team. Now I want you to think about what it actually takes for Pep Guardiola to say that about Manchester United, a club that just weeks before was the laughing stock of the Premier League. Something has changed at Old Trafford, something real, and today we're going to break down exactly what it is and why the first man to see it coming wasn't even a United fan.
If we defend as a team and we put the work in, then we always feel we've got a chance.
Let's be honest about what Manchester United looked like before January 13th of 2026. And I don't mean vibes honest, I mean numbers. Between the 4th of December and the 7th of January, just over a month, United played 8 Premier League games. They drew 5 of them, 1-1 against West Ham, 4-4 against Bournemouth, 1-1 against Leeds, 2-2 against Burnley, 5 draws in 8 games, and not the composed, we controlled the game and took the point type of draws. The other kind, the kind where you were watching in the 89th minute, United are 2-1 up and you just know something's about to go wrong. That 4-4 against Bournemouth alone should have set off every alarm at the club. You don't concede 4 goals at home in a single match and call it a bad night. That's a structural failure. That's a team that has absolutely no idea how to manage a football match when it starts going sideways. And the deeper problem, this wasn't a team without talent. The squad was packed with quality. Bruno Fernandes, Lisandro Martinez, £500 million worth of summer signings. The problem wasn't talent, it was identity. Nobody could answer the basic questions. Are we a pressing team or a mid-block team? Do we build patiently or attack quickly? Who covers the space behind the fullbacks when we lose the ball? You can hide those questions when you're winning, but United weren't winning. They were drifting, stuck in no man's land, not bad enough to force a real crisis, not good enough to build anything. And then on January the 11th, the FA Cup, Brighton eliminated, no cup run, league position becomes everything, top 4 becomes oxygen, and 3 days later, enter Michael Carrick. Now, here's what I find genuinely fascinating about this appointment. Carrick's first public statement as manager was almost boring. He said he wanted standards. He said this group was more than capable of reaching them. Standard managerial stuff, right? Except, read it in context. After weeks of chaos, after 5 draws in 8 games, after the dressing room had basically been told by the previous manager that they were maybe the worst team in the history of Manchester United, those simple words hit different. We're not here to survive games, we're here to impose ourselves on them. But the truly wild part, he didn't get a soft landing, no mid-table team at home, no 2 weeks to run some training drills and let the lads get used to his voice. His first game in charge, Manchester City, away in the Manchester derby. Most new managers would take one look at that fixture list and ask for a sick note. Carrick walked straight in. And here's something that barely got talked about at the time. Even before a ball was kicked, Guardiola was already uncomfortable. In the pre-match build-up, Pep basically admitted out loud that preparing for this game had been difficult. There wasn't enough information on what Carrick's United would look like. City would just have to focus on themselves and adapt. Now, when Pep says, "We don't have enough information," he doesn't mean his staff forgot to press play on the highlights. He means there's no stable pattern to pre-solve, no shape to plan against. And for a manager whose entire system is built on identifying and attacking predictability, that is genuinely uncomfortable. Carrick walked in with a completely clean slate. No footage, no habits, no tells, and somehow United look like the calmer team.
Mainoo, lovely touch to get away, and he finds Ahmad, gives it back to Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo on halfway finds Bruno Fernandes.
Let me put some actual context on this because I think the numbers are even more impressive when you hold them up properly. 2.67 points per game. That's what Carrick's United were averaging in this 6-game window. Anything above 2.3 points per game, sustained over a meaningful period. That's the territory Arsenal and City operate in across entire campaigns. That's the benchmark at the very top of English football. United were sitting inside it. But if you really want to understand what changed, look at the defensive numbers. Before Carrick, the problem wasn't scoring. They could score. The problem was volatility, lead slipping, games exploding, no way to calm things down. Under Carrick, 5 goals conceded in 6 games, 3 clean sheets. And in the 3 biggest matches, City, Spurs, Everton, opponents were held to XG figures of 0.4, 0.49 and 0.62 respectively. For context, when City win titles, they typically concede around 0.8 to 0.9 expected goals per game across a full season. United, in a 6-game window, were operating at that level or better. And here's the subtle thing that most people missed entirely. United weren't dominating the ball. Against City, they had 32% possession. At Arsenal, less than half. What they were doing instead was dominating zones, staying compact, forcing teams into areas where they couldn't hurt you, and then hitting with clinical precision on the break. That distinction, between chasing possession and managing risk, is the difference between a team that's rebuilding and a team that's actually competing. And you can't talk about this transformation without talking about the players who've been absolutely reborn under Carrick. Bruno Fernandes, one of Carrick's first decisions was moving him out of that deep, rigid midfield role and back into his natural number 10 position. Less defensive responsibility, more freedom to create. The result, 1 goal and 5 assists already. Bruno looks liberated. In recent weeks, he's been performing like the best attacking midfielder in the world.
Box, Diogo Dalot does just that, looking for Šeško. 10 home! Bruno Fernandes! Manchester United do have a second!
Kobbie Mainoo, 0 starts under the previous manager. 0. Under Carrick, he started every single game. That decision alone reconnected the first team to United's academy identity and brought genuine composure to central midfield.
Down the left-hand side, and now Jimenez bearing down on the penalty area. What a tackle! Kobbie Mainoo slams into the challenge.
Harry Maguire, written off by half the internet, frozen out under Amorim. Under Carrick, starting every game. Against Arsenal, he didn't lose a single duel in 97 minutes, not one. Against City, 100% on tackles, 100% on ground duels, 3 interceptions. Against Everton, 12 duels, 9-1. And then there's the goalkeeper, Seny Lamens. The man is making saves that feel illegal. The reflex stop against City, the ninja kick denying Haaland, the fingertip save at Everton from the top corner. Since arriving in the Premier League, he's prevented nearly 3 goals above expectation. But the player who tells the whole story in a single stat, Benjamin Sesko. Under Amorim, 2 goals in 17 games. Under Carrick, he hasn't even started a match yet, and he's come off the bench to score 3 crucial goals, directly delivering 7 points, the winner against Fulham, the equaliser at West Ham. The late winner at Everton. Nobody has more clutch super sub goals in the Premier League this season. Give him 20 minutes and watch the scoreboard change. That alone tells you everything about how different this feels.
And a Benjamin Šeško goal give Manchester United 3 points on Merseyside.
So what has Carrick actually done here? Because it's easy to say he restored confidence or he changed the atmosphere. And both of those things are true. But the football's genuinely different, structurally different in ways that matter. He went back to a 4-2-3-1, put players in their natural roles, gave the centre-backs, Martinez, Maguire, Dalot, the responsibility for line-breaking vertical passes, freed up Casemiro and Mainoo from having to do things they're not suited for. Defensively, United now move as a unit. They shift together, they cover each other. If one player gets beaten, there's always a second body. Sometimes they deliberately allow the ball into certain zones, knowing that when it reaches a more dangerous area, they'll collapse around it. That's not reactive defending, that's design defending. The pressing isn't a high press and it isn't a passive low block. It's something smarter in between. When they lose the ball, the first priority is regaining positional balance. They compact the middle. They close passing lanes. They invite centre-backs to carry the ball forward because centre-backs aren't the dangerous ones. Let them feel comfortable, let the block get tighter. And the moment that backward pass gets played, that's when United step up as a unit. This already paid off against Arsenal. Bruno and Mbeumo gradually increased pressure on the backline until Zubimendi made the mistake that led to United's opener. A week earlier against City, they forced Rodri into a similar error. Forcing mistakes from Arsenal and City in build-up play is not coincidence. That's elite defensive planning. Here's where I want to leave you. When Pep Guardiola said the better team won after the derby, he wasn't just reacting to a scoreline, he was reacting to something deeper. He was acknowledging a team that he couldn't solve beforehand, couldn't break down during the game, and couldn't explain afterwards. Pep doesn't fear reputations. He doesn't fear history or the size of a badge. He fears specific things: structural clarity, adaptability, emotional control, a team that wins different types of games, a team that doesn't panic when it's being pressed, a team whose standards are rising. That's what Manchester United are starting to look like under Michael Carrick. They're fourth in the table, 3 points ahead of Chelsea and Liverpool, a genuine chance at Champions League football, something nobody was saying at the start of this year. And if this is only 6 games in, if this is just the beginning of what Carrick is building, then the Premier League might genuinely have a problem on its hands. The warning was there. Pep saw it first. This time, maybe we should all start listening. All right, mate, if you enjoyed this one, smash the like button, subscribe to the 90 Plus Football Show, and let me know in the comments. Do you think Carrick can keep this up and get United into the Champions League? I'll see you in the next one.